You know it's this. Take a perk and a talk of that shit. Money swallowed like sis. Did it perfect in the kid. Got a billion who sang on my head. Look up better put on the road I just spent. I know we got $1 million. The devil that shit ain't not cheaper again.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to MangaMuse. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the fourth part of What If Naruto Enters Jackie-chan Adventures. Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of KFB Anime 87 on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. With Naruto. Naruto was at his school locker getting his bag since school was out and he was ready to head home. It had been a few days since everything with his mom and finding out about the Pan-ku box. Today he was heading home to the new apartment Jackie had gotten for him, Naruto and Jade, and now Kushina, who was crashing with them. Captain Black was able to help Jackie get an apartment for everyone in the same building as his fiancée, which meant Naruto was now neighbors with Carter, for better or worse. "Hey Whiskers, what's cracking?" Carter asked as he approached Naruto as he headed for the exit of the high school. "Nothing, just heading home to look up my dear uncle's relatives," Naruto said as he and Carter left the school. "Are looking to plan ahead, huh?" Carter asked curiously. "Well, Dad is hoping to steal the Pan-ku box before any are freed, but I think we all know that is not happening with our luck," Naruto said as they approached Carter's car. "Must be rough, your own demon family besides your mom being your enemy," Carter said. "Well, I'm fine with it now, at least I have my mom now and that's something," Naruto said with a smile as he got into the passenger seat. "So where's Jade?" Carter asked as he got into the driver's seat and started the car. "Oh, she had her gymnastics class today," Naruto said before Carter turned off his car. "And you're not there, why?" Carter asked, looking at him like he's crazy. "She said, and I quote, 'If you bring Carter to my practice so he can hit on my teammates, I'm gonna tie your tails into knots," Naruto said as he did a bad implementation of Jade. "I swear you have to have the mother of Alt Sundra as a girlfriend," Carter said with a chuckle at Naruto's impression of Jade. "Well, I like her, she's tough, but she can be sweet when it counts," Naruto said as he smiled as he thought about Jade. "Sweet when it doesn't involve her body being seen," Carter said with a laugh as he started his car again. "She's getting better, you know, she used to not go to practice at all with her team before," Naruto asked with a laugh as Carter drove off. "I know that flexibility is gonna come in handy when she finally jumps you," Carter said with a chuckle. Naruto blushed a little at this before he shook his head. Later. "Hey, if we are gonna go to your uncle's place to do research on your extended family, I need to stop and let my mom know since my phone ran out of juice," Carter said as he parked in front of the apartment building him and Naruto lived in. "No problem," Naruto said as he got out of the car and followed his friend. "Thanks," Carter said with a smile. They soon approached the apartment door and Carter reached into his pocket. "Oh dang, I forgot my key," Carter said as he realized he forgot his key. "Well, your mom is home, right? So let's knock," Naruto said as he knocked on the door. On the fifth knock the door burst open and an older woman with dark skin and long black hair answered, swinging a baseball bat. This was Mary Carter, the mother of Naruto's friend. "I said we don't want any DM in it," she yelled with a look of fury on her face. "Whoa ma, it's us, James and Naruto DMN," Carter yelled as Naruto and him backed up. "James and Naruto? Hell, you're lucky, I was about to bury bonds your asses," Mary said as she lowered her bat. "Not sure who'd bury who," Naruto said before holding his head as she smacked it. "Don't get smart with me, Whiskers," Mary said as she had heard from her fiancé Naruto had a mouth almost as bad as her son's. "That hurts. I may have brain damage," Naruto yelled as he rubbed his head. "Why? I didn't hit you in the butt," Mary said with a smirk. "Ha! Good one, ma." Carter said before he ducked a swipe of Mary's hand. You need to remember your key, Mary said with a glare at her son. Alright relax, I was just wanting to tell you I was gonna help Naruto at his uncle's shop and I'll be back later, Carter said as he handed his mom his phone. You can't send a text 'cause you didn't charge your phone, huh? Mary asked with a raised eyebrow and a knowing tone. Hey yeah, so if you need me text Naruto, Carter said as he gestured to Naruto chuckling nervously. Okay, stay out of trouble or at least keep it to a minimum, Mary said with a chuckle as she watched the two teens leave knowing her boy while good had a tendency to get in trouble thanks to his mouth. No promises, Carter said with a smile back at his mom as him and Naruto left and went into an elevator. Geez, your mom hits hard, Naruto said with a groan as the elevator took them home. Just be glad it wasn't with the bat, plus I know you're not talking about my mom when yours thought the TV was an invader, Carter said with a smirk. Naruto groaned at this as he held his forehead at the fact his mom was not used to modern technology. Uncle's shop. Naruto and Carter walked into the shop and saw Uncle talking to Toru and Jade sulking in the corner of the shop. What's up with you, Green Dragon? Carter asked. Uncle chose a apprentice to teach magic and he chose Toru over me, Jade said with a pout. Oh thank God we don't need some Scarlet Witch SHT going on in here, Carter said with a relieved sigh. Hey, Jade said with a glare at this dig at her. I'm sure eventually Uncle would teach you, Naruto said as he tried to cheer Jade up. Uncle agree with smart Alec boy. Jade is hot head. Uncle yelled from the back of the store as he and Toru came into the room. Not helping. Naruto said with a flat look at his uncle. Maybe Kushina could be a teacher for me, Jade said. You're not a kitsune, Jade, our stuff can't be taught, Naruto said. Not yet at least. Carter said before Naruto hit him on the shoulder, ow. Still standing, he yelled as he tried not to show he was hurt but failing. What brings you here, nephew? Uncle asked curiously. Research on my demon family tree, Naruto said. Ah well, each of Shindu's family members will take those own research as they each have their own powers and history, Uncle said as he gestured to the piles of books he had. That will take a while, Jade said while Naruto groaned. I want hazard pay for reading all those, Carter said flatly as he really didn't want to read all those books. No, only because Uncle has no clue what hazard pay is. Why not ask Kushina about them? Toru said as he poured some tea for Uncle. Everyone looked at him at this wondering why he would suggest that. Well, since the kitsunes were supposed to take care of them if they got loose, I thought it would make sense that she would know about them, Toru said as he tried his best to explain. Huh, that's actually not a bad idea, Naruto said as he did recall his mom mentioning that. Very good, Toru, I knew I picked the right apprentice, Uncle said with a smile as he took his tea from Toru. Why do you know so much about Naruto's ma? You checking her out of something? Carter asked with a chuckle while Toru blushed a little. And I just threw up a little, Naruto said as he slightly paled. And no, it's just that my mother told me stories about the kitsune growing up. Toru said as he ignored Carter and Jade's laugh. Before anything else could be said, Jackie and Kushina came into the shop. Uncle, I need you to watch the kids while me and Kushina go after Shindash, Jackie was saying before he saw the teens were there. Of course they're here when I say it, he said, face palming. Told you so, Kushina said with a snicker as she knew her kid was most likely here. Where we heading? Jade asked with an excited grin. Me and Kushina are heading for Japan and you all are staying dash. No way. If this involves a demon you're gonna need backup, Naruto said as he shook his head. You saying I'm not backup enough? Kushina said with a raised eyebrow. So you don't want to teach your son how to kick demon butt? Jade asked with a raised eyebrow. I'd rather be teaching you if I could over him. Kushina said as she looked at Jade as while she liked her attitude she didn't think she was strong enough a mate for her son. Thanks Mom, I feel the love. Naruto said sarcastically. But you can't, she's human. Carter said with a raised eyebrow. Well, there is a way to fix that. Kushina said with a smirk. Really? Jade asked. I had heard of kitsunes falling in love with humans before and them turning into kitsunes when they get their mate mark, Kushina said simply. This caused the room to go silent. Ha, I knew it. Carter said with a laugh before he ducked a thrown book from Jade. Ha, he laughed at dogging before he was hit with a bigger book nailing him in the head. So you mean to tell me if he marks her Jade will become a kitsune too? Jackie asked with wide eyes. Yep, and she'll live happily as his kitsune wife as mate marks are the equivalent of marriage, Kushina said with a smile. This caused Naruto and Jade to go atomic red. Can we change the subject please? Jade asked as marriage was way too big a step. That's fine, this is only done when you first mate anyway, and Naruto said you guys aren't there yet, Kushina said simply. Again this got silence from the room. The D changes all. Carter yelled, still laughing as he ran out to his car after Naruto and Jade glared at him. Okay, after I'm done killing him, me Jade and him will go pack for the trip, Naruto said as him and Jade followed him outside. Oh come on and take a joke man, I mean you've always talked about how you'd. Carter's mouth was covered by a heavily blushing Naruto's hand. I'll take you to a bar in Japan if you just shut up. Naruto said desperately to his best friend. What you wanting to do? Jade asked with a raised eyebrow. Nothing, I mean nothing. Naruto said. Oh yeah sure I believe that, Jade said with a scoff as they all got into Carter's car. I don't like the idea of them coming with, Jackie said as him and Kushina left the shop. So what you never do, Naruto said bluntly as Carter started his car and drove off. You try to stop a kitsune from going on an adventure? Ha! Better humans than you have tried, Kushina said with a laugh at Jackie who pouted. Toru. I can't find one of my spell books. Uncle yelled at his new apprentice. That's weird, I just organized them. Toru said as he looked at the shelf Uncle was looking at. The next day. Jackie, Naruto and Carter entered their hotel room in Tokyo while Kushina and Jade had a room next door. Nice view, Naruto said looking out the window. Must be nostalgic for you coming to your home continent of Japan, Carter said. Not really, I barely remember anything except being in a forest and being in a box for a long time, Naruto said as he shuddered at the memory. Jackie frowned at this as Naruto was still somewhat claustrophobic after his experience as a kid. I'm hungry, wonder what room service has, Carter said as he jumped to the phone and grabbed a menu that was next to it. Hey! Jackie said as he knew that the food in hotels were way overpriced. Oh relax pops, my stepdad is footing the bill remember. Carter said with a grin. Plus if anything you should be worried about what Jade and my mom order, Naruto said with a snicker. Jackie paled at this as he knew Kushina had no self-control and Jade would just make it worse. Or you, Carter added as he dialed on the phone. I ain't that bad, Naruto said as he rolled his eyes. Says Mr. Eats 1,000 bowls of ramen a day. Jackie said. Don't you have a demon portal to keep closed? Naruto asked, his eyebrow twitching. Right, okay, I'll go get your mom and you three try not to break Section 13's bank account, Jackie said as he left their room. We actually gonna let him and your ma do this alone? Yeah, hey, I want a pepperoni black olive stuffed crust pizza, and if I see one anchovy I'm gonna send that SHT back. Carter was saying to Naruto before he talked into the phone since room service finally answered. No time for food buddy, we need to follow after my dad, Naruto said as he grabbed the phone and hung up and dragging Carter towards the door. But pizza, stuffed crust, more cheese than your whiskers can handle. Carter said. We can eat later, we don't know which demon we may be dealing with, Naruto said. Oh, eat later, and I used to think you lived to stuff your stomach, Carter said. Oh, calm down, ma, Jade, come on. Naruto said, knocking on their door. Konan man, we are in Tokyo with my stepdad's bank card, let's go have some fun, Carter said as Naruto dragged him out of their room and walked next door to get Jade. Don't come in. Jade yelled from behind the door. Why not? Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow. Maybe she's trying to make herself look good for you so you will give her that mate mark, hey. Carter was saying with a smirk before Naruto slapped him in the back of the head. 'Cause she said so. And we're gonna kill you, Carter. Jade's voice yelled as what sounded like scrambling. Naruto grunted as he opened the door and his eyes widened seeing multiple Jades in the room. From what he could see there was 4. Hey, this is like that dream you told me about, only missing the ramen and then washing a sports car in there. Carter's mouth was covered by Naruto. Shut the hell up and I'll take you to a karaoke bar in the city, Naruto growled out. Naruto then chuckled nervously under the looks of the many Jades were giving him. Okay, what did you do? Carter asked as he looked at the team of Jades. What makes you think I did anything? One of the Jades asked with a scowl at the accusation. All this SHT, that's what. Naruto said, gesturing to the 3 other Jades who were winking at him and smiling. Okay, I kinda sorta, borrowed Uncle's spell book and some ingredients, Jade said as she showed them a book on a table nearby. Jade, I love you, but you're an idiot. You made a spell, without a ending enchantment, Naruto said as one of the Jades nearby split into another Jade making 5 now. Jade sighed at this before she paused and her eyes widened in realization. Why you love me? She asked. He loves us, all the Jade copies yelled happily. He loves me, you floozies. Jade yelled at her copies and raged at the ideas of girls being after her boyfriend, even if they were technically her. 1. I'm pretty sure he made that known already, and 2. You mean she's gonna be doing that forever? Carter asked as the Jade clones glared at the original. Until a ending is placed on the spell she'll keep making copies, Naruto said as he sighed. I don't want all these copies. Jade said as she continued to glare at her copies. Naruto, might you should hear the dreams he tells me about concerning you, Carter said with a chuckle. You're enjoying the hell out of this, aren't you? Naruto asked as some of the Jade copies hugged his arms smiling. Carter nodded with a smug smile. Okay, I'm gonna call Uncle. Before you have an army of yourself and Carter, shut the hell up, Naruto said as he got loose from the Jade clones and pulled out his phone. Punk, Carter said with a tisk at being denied another joke. He may be a punk but he's our punk, some of the Jade said as they smiled. You may have a point as these clones look ready to jump you out of your pants, Carter said with a laugh. Ignoring you, Naruto sang out as he hit the speed dial on his phone while he went outside the room with the real Jade. Carter chuckled at this before he looked at the Jade clones. Hey, how would you all like to get your man hot and bothered? He asked with an evil grin. The Jades copied the same look on their face. With Naruto. Come on, pick up, where are you, on a plane? Naruto said as Uncle wasn't picking up. What is it? I'm busy looking for missing book of spells. Uncle yelled as he answered the phone. Finally, well, Jade has it, and now we have a half-dozen Jades here in the hotel room, Naruto said as he looked at Jade, who was sheepishly smiling. Yeah. So that's where my spell ingredients went. Toru, it wasn't you, so stop apologizing. Uncle yelled over the phone. Naruto sighed at this while Jade groaned, feeling guilty that she got Toru in trouble. She didn't know about putting an ending on this, and more Jades keep getting made, Naruto said as he tried not to smile at the idea of more Jades. Ah, I see, does Jade still have ingredients left? Uncle asked curiously. Naruto looked at Jade, who nodded. Yeah, I have plenty. I kinda wanted to try several spells while here, she said with nervous chuckle. Okay, you have what you need to do finishing charm. We'll have new apprentice send text of instructions, Toru. You need to send emergency text over phone. Uncle yelled before he hung up. Alright, Wilf, Naruto was saying before Carter came out of the room looking nervous. Hi, yeah, there were too many in there for me. Carter said as he quickly attempted to go back into his room. Freeze, what did you do? Naruto said firmly as he knew that look Carter was making by now. Well, I kinda encouraged her clones to mess with you and they are well. Carter said, trailing off as Naruto and Jade entered the room. Naruto and Jade froze, their eyes widening as they saw the Jade clones GRPNG and making out with one another. Just like in your dreams, huh? Only these are still clothed. Carter said, receiving an elbow to the gut by Naruto. I am strangely turned on by this, Jade said, blushing. DMN girl, you're more stacked than I thought, Carter said, getting elbowed again. Konan Foxy, let's throw a party, some of the Jades moaned as they separated from making out. Jade looking, seeing Naruto having a small drooling look on his face before she pulled him back to her. He's mine, she yelled possessively. Which makes him ours too, as we are you, some of the Jades said before they went back to making out. Yeah, plus technically this would be just you playing with your, Carter was saying, before the real Jade picked up a lamp on the table and threw it at him, making him duck. Shut the F up, Jade bellowed at Carter. And that's my K to leave, good luck bro, Carter yelled as he ran out of the room, slamming the door behind him. You better, Naruto, Jade yelled as she spotted Naruto leering at the Jade clones who were still making out. Sorry, there you Ann. I've always dreamed of this, Naruto said as he blushed. Look at the ground now, Jade yelled at her boyfriend. Not that ground, Jade yelled, her face turning red with a full-on blush. I can't stay here, I'll go nuts and probably go wild, Naruto said. Give me your phone, I'll cast the DMN spell, Jade yelled as she took Naruto's phone and pushed Naruto towards the door. Can we keep two? Naruto asked hopefully as Jade pushed him. No, wait, why? No, Jade said quickly, getting it and shaking her head as she shoved Naruto out the door and slamming the door. Naruto panted a bit as he tried to calm down from what he saw before he went into his room. Wow, you were that quick with them? Carter asked, showing he was waiting for him. No. I was very tempted to, but no, Naruto said as he shook his head. DMN, you like Jade that much? Carter asked as he didn't know Naruto respected Jade that much. I'd tear off my tails for her, man, Naruto said firmly. Well, I can respect that, heh, sorry, I kinda encouraged them, I didn't expect them to go all ham with it, Carter said with a nervous chuckle. All them making out, their large bosoms pressing, gah, I'm taking a shower, Naruto yelled, running into the bathroom. Oh, it's not that bad, Carter said with a skog. No, I don't want to join in. Now hold still while I fix this DMN. Jade was heard bellowing from inside her room. Gah! Naruto yelled as he went into his and Carter's room. What is your problem, man? Carter asked as he followed. You clearly don't understand the things a kitsune can do when we enter heat, do you? Naruto asked Carter. Oh geez, that's a thing? Carter asked with a cringe, as while he made animal jokes he didn't know this was a actually thing. I'm part animal, of course it's a thing, and all that in there, Naruto said, ending with a small growl before Carter threw cold water in his face. Thanks, Naruto said as he felt himself calming down. No problem, it's what I'm here for, Carter said with a grin and a mock salute. They then heard pounding on their room door. Okay, I got rid of the clones, now let's go help Jackie, Jade bellowed from the other side of the door. Naruto shook his head and went to the door and opened it and let Jade in. Naruto said as Jade's clothes had tears in them, which kinda made her look hot to him. Sorry, they actually tried to take my clothes off to make me join in, Jade said with a blush as she shook her head. Wow girl, you are kinda repressed, aren't you? Carter asked with a teasing grin. It's your fault, you moron, Jade yelled, knowing it was most likely Carter's fault. Her clones went nuts. Hey, all I did was tell them Naruto might want to see them making out a little, I didn't say go all college dorm, Carter said as he held up his hands in case Jade lunged at him. Splash me again, splash me, Naruto yelled at Carter as all his instincts were screaming at him again. On it, Carter said as he was filling up a cup with water. I'll go get myself fixed up while you calm down, Jade said before she left the room. Today is not my day, Naruto groaned, his face now dripping with even more water. Later in the city. Naruto, Jade and Carter were now in the city looking around after Jade had gotten changed and Naruto had calmed down. "We're never gonna find them," Carter said as Tokyo was huge. "Don't need to, I can use a new trick Mom taught me," Naruto said as he closed his eyes and focused for a moment and started to focus before he opened his eyes. "Mom is nearby," he said as he led the way down the street. "This some of that Kitsune Vodo?" Carter asked curiously as he and Jade followed. "Mom taught me to feel the chi of creatures besides humans and her chi is very unique," Naruto said simply as he led the way. "Good trick," Jade said with a grin as they followed. They soon spotted Kushina and Jackie walking into what looked like a bar. "Must be where Shindu and his group are," Jade said as Naruto and her moved to follow them. "Wait a minute, if we are gonna go in after some demons, shouldn't we have something that makes the fight fair?" Carter asked as he definitely didn't want to get his butt kicked. "Relax, I have what we need," Jade said with a smile as she reached into her pocket and pulled out the dragon, ox and rabbit talismans. "You stole from the vault again?" Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow as he took the ox talisman for herself. "Not my fault they haven't upgraded the vault," Jade said with a grin while she handed Carter the rabbit talisman. "Which power is rabbit?" Carter asked curiously as he was kinda excited to try this put. "Super speed," Naruto said as he pocketed his talisman. "Cool, I'm a black flash," Carter said with a bright grin as they approached the bar and went inside. "Which is weird considering they have a black Superman and a black Wonder Woman, they should give others some love," Naruto said. "I know, right? I mean, now that you two have established you two are uber nerds, come on," Jade said as she pulled Naruto into the bar followed by Carter. "Okay, try to blend in, we don't want to be noticed by Shindu or the Dark Hand." "What do you mean blend in?" "I'm 4 feet taller than everyone here," Carter said as they entered the bar. "I just don't get it, why would the opening for a demon be in a bar?" Naruto said. "Maybe to drink its scales off," Carter said with a laugh. "Oh cool, they have karaoke," Carter yelled in excitement. Naruto sighed at this. "Okay Carter, you stay here and keep watch while me and Jade try and find Shindu," he said, knowing it would be best to leave Carter here. Carter nodded at this as he sat down at the bar. "Keep up to the force, don't stop till you get enough," a man said as he sang and danced on the stage as Carter looked on with horror. "What is this?" Carter muttered. "Am I the only one listening to this? Man destroying a classic," Carter shouted in outrage as he watched the man butcher the song further. "Keep on till the force, don't stop till you get enough, don't stop till you get enough. I can't take any more of this," Carter said, getting out his seat. With Naruto and Jade. Naruto and Jade walked around the bar looking around for Kushina or Jackie. "Hey Whiskers, looking for a drink for your girl?" the bartender asked. "No thanks," Naruto said as he shook his head. "Just as well, not just anyone can handle my drinks, probably not some kid," the bartender said. "Jade, stop," Naruto said quickly, seeing Jade's eyebrow twitch. "Let's just see about that, buddy," Jade said, taking a seat. "Jade, no, Jackie will kill me," Naruto said as he shook his head. "Your man's kind of a wimp, ain't he?" the bartender said. Naruto growled as he glared at the man. "Fine, deal me in 2, Naruto said, sitting next to Jade. The man put 2 shots in front of them. "Freeze!" Jackie's voice yelled out as they both took the shots. Naruto quickly gulped his, as did Jade. "Whoa mama!" Jade said, shaking her head. "You said it," Naruto said. "What is wrong with you, you are in high school, for crying out loud," Jackie said as him and Kushina approached. "Couple activity?" Naruto asked sheepishly. "Keep them coming, I'm liking this," Jade said. "Okay, move. We have to follow Shindu, he figured out where the portal is," Jackie yelled as he grabbed Jade. "Fine, but someone better get Carter," Jade said. We will get him, Kushina said as she nodded and dragged Naruto with her. They both approached where Naruto left Carter and get closer, oh get closer, I'm burning now. Just love me like you don't know who. Carter sang as he danced on the stage, the young ladies all smiling, moving their shoulders to the beat of the music. He blackmail. Jade said, recording this with her phone. What blackmail? The crowd seems to like it, Naruto said with a chuckle. But will his mom? Jade asked with an evil grin. Touché, Naruto said with a chuckle. Come till the force don't stop till you get enough. Come. Till the force don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Carter sang as several girls started getting up from their seats, walking onto the stage to dance alongside the young man. Naruto, Jackie, Jade, and Kushina walked over to the stage to try and drag Carter away. Keep on. Till the force don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Carter sang. Yeah. Come till the force don't stop. Come till the force don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Carter sang, shaking his hips as his friends looked on in shock. We don't have time for. Jackie then saw as Kushina ran up to the stage. Come on. Till the force don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Kushina sang as she danced alongside the other girls and Carter. Carter. Naruto called out. I feel the force, Chamon, Chamon, Chamon. Carter called. Carter. Naruto called out. Come on Naruto. Carter ushered. Carter. Naruto yelled. See what can't you see, I'm getting my groove on. Carter said as Naruto grabbed his friend by the back of his shirt. We gotta go. They found where the portal is, Naruto said as he rolled his eyes. You mean you gotta go, you're the muscle, I'm just the good looks, Carter said, grinning as ladies cheered at this. Oh, will you come on? Jackie said as he shook his head at the teen. Don't hate me because I am appealing, fool. Carter said as he was dragged out of the bar. Women cheered at this as they waved at him as he was dragged out. Don't worry ladies, I shall return. Carter said. Oh brother, Jade said as she rolled her eyes. Says the frigid woman, too afraid to make a move on her man, Carter said flatly. Oh. Jade's eyebrow twitched at this as she pulled out the dragon talisman. But Naruto grabbed her wrist and shook his head as they all left. Later. The group were now on a rented boat which they were using to go down the river in the city. Carter looked at the city flatly as he racked his fingers on the side. So where are we going? Jade asked Kushina. Not to the women, that's for sure, Carter said with a bitter tone. Oh, will you man up? Naruto said with a roll of his eyes. Says the dog man, Carter said flatly. We are kitsunes, you moron. Kushina yelled as her hair waved behind her. Man who gives a SHT. We are close, Jackie said as he pointed at a nearby island where they saw another boat docked nearby. Any ideas which demon we may be meeting? Naruto asked as they docked the boat. Mountain, Kushina said as they all got off the boat. Great, we're in for a huge bee then, Carter said as that's all he could think when he heard mountain demon. You know. I once heard in stories that Pong once beat Kurama just by sitting on him, Kushina said as she cracked her knuckles. Well, hope uncle can show up in time, Jackie said as they entered the shrine. Why couldn't you have brought him instead of me? I was having the time of my life in that bar, Carter said. Hush up. Jade said as they entered. F this SHT, I got super speed, I'll just grab that box and we'll be back in that hotel eating pizza, and sushi, and rice cakes, Carter said. Naruto rolled his eyes at this before they spotted Volmont, whose eyes were glowing red, showing Shindu was in control. Nearby were Xiao, Ratso and Finn. Come dear sister, arise. Shindu said before they saw the Panku box go to a spot on the shrine and glowed, opening a massive gate. Team Chan's eyes widened as a humongous green demon came through the gate. I was right on the huge bee part. Carter said as his eyes widened. The towering demon. Ah, it's so good to be out of there, I am starving. Shindu, did you bring appetizers for me? Pong said looking down at Volmont's crew. Course the bee is hungry. Carter yelled, getting everyone's attention. Who said that? Pong yelled out, clearly not amused. Naruto said before they moved, avoiding a giant green fist. So you're the descendant of the traitor to demon kind, Pong growled as she looked at Naruto. And you're the fat. Be that sat on my ancestor, Naruto said with a grin as everyone scattered. Pong roared as she stomped her foot before a small piece of the earth rose up, launching Naruto through a building. Right, mountain powers. Carter said before he sped off, avoiding some rocks. Eat this, fatty. Jade yelled as she fired the dragon talisman at the giant demon. Ah, hoo yeah, thanks for the warm-up, little dragon. Her hide so thick it's gonna take more power to even burn her, Naruto said. Course a thick bee would be a problem, Carter said as he avoided more rocks. Just for that you'll be my first meal, you burnt chicken nugget. The F you call me? Carter yelled out. Burnt piece of meat. Not only is she a cannibal, she's racist too. Carter said. Well, at least she's distracted, Jackie said with a sigh as him and Kushina dealt with Volmont and his enforcers. You again, just like a kitsune traitor to side with humans. Shindu growled at Kushina as she beat up Fin, Xiao and Ratso. Better them than you, lizard breath, Kushina said with a growl. F off, you BLD-haired hypocrite. Shindu said. Shut up, Kushina said with a growl. Preaching about family and bonds, when it was your own family that betrayed and severed the bonds between us. Shindu said. You made your choice, Shindu, don't preach to me. Kushina yelled as she swiped at Shindu, who dogged. Better to be with a family that finds use of me than some hybrid Oni brat, Shindu said as he attacked Jackie. Oni? Jackie asked curiously as he. You think she can just summon Shadowkan because she's strong, huh? Shindu yelled out. Enough. Kushina yelled as she summoned her tails and attacked Shindu with them. Hey! Pong said as she grabbed a tail, fresh fox, especially another of his traitorous bloodline. DMN, this is getting us nowhere, Naruto growled out as he punched her side, but it barely did anything even with the ox talisman. Should have kept your lover's clones, that seemed useful, Carter said. Ah, this is disgusting. Kushina said as Pong licked her. As this was going on, Uncle and Toru arrived. Okay, we are ready. You. Stop him, stop the chi wizard, Shindu said. Kinda hurt here, Shindu. Fin groaned as he lay 3D on the ground after Kushina's beating. Enough of this. Pong said as she leapt into the air. Hey fat bee, you giving up on catching me? Carter yelled as he waved at her. Why go after a small burnt nugget when there's a giant meatball before me? Pong said. Ah, so you're okay with letting a mere human insult you? Carter asked with a smirk. Pong yelled and leapt into the air over Carter, finally having enough of this human's mouth. Shiite. Carter yelled as he ran out of the way before everyone got knocked over by the wave from her landing. Kushina instantly moved and got Uncle and Toru out of the way with her tails. Thanks, Miss Kushina, Toru said as he pulled out a drum. Burn! Shindu roared, firing flames at them. But this was blocked by Jade, who fired the dragon talisman at him, which caused them to clash in a stalemate of firepower. Redder! Shindu roared as Volmont's eyes burned with orange flames. Could use a chi spell here, Jade yelled at Uncle while she kept up the attack. No, I won't be separated from my family again by some traitor. Shindu roared. Man, this guy loves his family. Carter said as he avoided more swipes from Pong. I will continue to free my family no matter what it takes. I will hurt you just as Kurama hurt me all those years ago. Do you hear me, nephew? I hate you. I will never rest until the suffering I have endured by your family's hand is avenged. I will hurt you, just like you hurt me. Shindu roared as he increased the power, making Jade back up. Shindu. Naruto said as he clenched his fists. Spell please. Carter said as he kept avoiding the mad mountain demon thanks to the speed talisman. It's all set, just play this drum 3 times. Uncle yelled as Toru held up a drum and played it 3 times, which caused it to fire a green blast of magic at the mountain demon. This caused the portal that it just left to open and start to suck her in. No. DMN, you Shindu, you're F useless. Pong yelled as she was sucked in and the portal closed. Ha! Take that, fat bee. Carter yelled as he smiled. Shindu hesitated at this as he hated being yelled at and bullied by his siblings. This caused his focus to waver and for Jade's talisman blast to overwhelm him and send him flying through a wall. Wait for us, boss. Finn yelled as him Xiao and Ratso ran after him. Yeah, you better run, you punk asses. Kushina yelled before she cackled. Jackie groaned at this. No more BET for you, he said as Kushina was already learning colorful language from TV. Naruto sighed at this as he relaxed as they had at least stopped Pong from getting loose. You okay? Jade asked as she approached her boyfriend, worried about him. I'm fine, Jade, don't worry, Naruto said with a reassuring smile as he knew he made the right choice. Ya. Jade, we must talk about spell you used, Uncle yelled as he approved with Toru close behind. Spell? Jackie asked with a formed look at his niece. Busted, Jade groaned as she was hoping to avoid this. Wow, your red thread is messing with magic. You sure can pick them, Kushina said with a laugh at Naruto. Naruto smiled at this and nodded as while Jade was reckless he wouldn't change her at all. Yeah, warm fuzziness all around. Now let's get back to that karaoke bar. Carter yelled, ready to get back to having fun now that the demon was sealed back up. Yeah sure, let's go, I could use a break, Naruto said as he nodded at his best friend. Hey! You're not leaving me alone to take a lecture. Jade yelled as she followed after them while the adults followed. With Naruto. It had been a few weeks since they had encountered the mountain demon and sealed her up. Today Naruto was walking out of school and paused, looking around for any sign of Jade or Carter. I'm gonna kill you, you idiot. Jade's voice yelled from inside the gymnasium before a crash was heard. Naruto sighed at this as he started to walk towards the gymnasium, and as he approached the building, crater burst through the doors. Naruto! Get your girl! She's gonna do me like Kunta Kinte. Carter yelled as he hid behind Naruto as Jade came out of the gymnasium with a look that said she was ready to kill. What you do? Naruto asked Carter as he hid behind him. All I did was say hi to her gymnastic friends, Carter said, sounding annoyed at this accusation. I told you not to harass my friends for dates. Babe, I love you, but move before you get caught in the crossfire. Jade yelled as she tried to get to Carter, but Carter kept moving Naruto to block her path. Carter! Naruto said as he groaned. What? Single men want love too, Carter said to Naruto. Jade, relax, he wasn't perving on them, right? Naruto asked, really hoping Carter wasn't that bad. Do I look like I have a death wish? Carter said, peeking his head out and looking at Jade. See? Naruto said as he patted Jade on the shoulder to calm her. Jade took a few calming breaths before she nodded. Fine, but no bugging us during practice and the first time you make a stupid move, she said, letting the threat hang. Got it, Carter said as he nodded in agreement. Good, now what's this about you loving me? Naruto asked with a teasing grin at Jade. Don't start, Jade said with a faint blush on her face, before Naruto pulled her close and kissed her. Carter shook his head and chuckled, deciding to let them have their moment together. After a few moments Naruto and Jade separated. And the Mets take the field, Jade said with a bright smile as she tried to gather her thoughts. Naruto chuckled at this, feeling his ego swell a bit at Jade's state of mind after just a kiss. I want tips, Carter said with a chuckle as they all walked over to his car. Uncle's shop. Naruto, Jade, and Carter walked into the shop and saw Jackie talking to Uncle, while Uncle was yelling at Jackie. "Ya! What kind of mission is this?" Uncle yelled, clearly annoyed with his nephew. "Oh geez, what'd Dad do?" Naruto asked with a wince. "Yeah, did he get Viper in trouble and now has to marry her?" Carter asked with a grin, making Jade and Naruto snort in laughter. Jackie rolled his eyes at this as he tried to ignore the teen's laughter. "Captain Black asked Jackie to go to jail," Uncle said with a look of disapproval. "Valmont turned himself in and Captain Black wants me to infiltrate the prison," Jackie said, trying to explain the situation. I'm gonna guess it's cause there is a portal in this prison," Jade said as she thought that made the most sense. "Should have been me and Carter. We can actually pretend we're criminals," Naruto said. "Absolutely not," Jackie said as he shook his head. "Yeah man, I'm not gonna last in jail. Look at me, they gonna be betting on my peach like I was in a car auction. 35, 45, 75, sold to the man with braids in his hair." Carter yelled out, clearly not willing to do this. "Yeah, you really expect this marshmallow to last in the big house?" Jade asked, gesturing Carter up and down. "Hey, I may not be a mythical creature like boy, but I'm not a marshmallow. I am a jawbreaker," Carter yelled. "With your mouth that makes sense," Jade said with a roll of her eyes. "Anyway, Captain Black is gonna get me a disguise. I go and get close to the Dark Hand, and when they go looking for the portal I try to take the Pan-Ku box," Jackie said to Uncle and Naruto. "Well, it's not the worst plan," Naruto said, as considering the circumstances it was pretty good. "And stupid, Uncle Jackie, you don't have a mean bone in your body, how are you supposed to play a criminal?" Jade asked. "How hard can it be?" Jackie said with a small shrug. "Take cigarettes for your cellmate Tiny," Carter said with a grin. "Ugh, those death sticks," Jackie said, not getting Carter's joke. "Cigarettes are currency in the joint, Dad," Naruto said with a sigh at how clueless his dad was. "Yup, you can't get a good shank for less than 6, Carter said with a nod. "A whole pack will get you protection from other prisoners," Jade said. "How do you even know this?" Jackie asked, bewildered at how the three teens were smarter than him when it came to this. A few days later, Hollowland's penitentiary. "Bored, Jade, Naruto and Carter said as they were standing outside the prison with Uncle and Toru. "A patient mind is the best tool against evil," Uncle said firmly. "Once Jackie informs us of the demon, we'll know the proper ritual to perform," Toru said to the teens. "Great, more chances to talk about you betraying their family. Man, you demons sure love family, huh?" Carter said, looking at Naruto. "I think they can talk all they want, it's not changing a thing," Naruto said as he rolled his eyes. "You're sounding like your mom," Jade said with a smile at Naruto. Naruto chuckled at this and rubbed the back of his head. "You gonna attack the TV and call it an invader too?" Carter asked with a smirk of his own, causing Naruto to faceplant. "Come on, Uncle Jackie, how long does it take to identify one of Shindu's stupid family?" Jade said. "Ahem," Naruto said flatly. "I mean the nuts part, babe," Jade said, waving her hand dismissively. Suddenly their walkie-talkies began to go off, making the trio of teens sigh in relief. Giant toad with strong breath," Jackie yelled through the walkie-talkie. "The wind demon Xiao Fung," Naruto said, glad he at least looked them all up. "Great, a literal blowhard, and no, we aren't gonna keep him around just because he's a toad," Jade told Naruto. "You're mean. See how she does me, Carter?" Naruto asked his best friend dramatically. "I said you could do better, bro," Carter said with a smile of his own. Before Jade stomped on his foot hard. "Ah! My bunion!" Carter yelled as he hopped on foot. "Bullshit, he can," Jade said, her eyebrow twitching violently. "Okay, you three, now we just need to prepare the spell so you can take it to Jackie Dash," Uncle was saying before he was cut off. MSTR, they are already gone," Toru said as he pointed. Ya. Teenagers these days have no patience or respect, how did they move so fast?" Uncle yelled, seeing the trio was gone. With Naruto. Naruto, Jade, and Carter had snuck into the prison thanks to the snake talisman and Naruto using his tails to help carry them over the walls. They were now in the prison's kitchen hiding between some shelves. Man, no wonder prison foods SCK look at this SHT, Carter said as he opened the top off a pot showing brown goop. Smells like Uncle's cooking, Jade said as her face turned green from the smell. No, smells like Uncle's feet, Naruto said as he pulled them along. When they reached a corner they peeked around it and saw what looked like a giant hole in the floor. They're actually gonna dig a tunnel out of prison? Jade asked, finding this ridiculous. That Looney Tunes CRP works? Carter asked as they all looked into the hole. It's a natural cavern. They must have busted through the floor into the cavern to make their escape to avoid Uncle, Naruto said with a frown. Bad day. Bad day. Jackie's voice yelled from inside the tunnel before they heard the sound of rushing wind. And that's our cue, let's go team, Naruto said as he held up the snake talisman. Right behind you babe, Jade said holding up the dragon talisman. Hey, we should have a team name, Carter said with a grin as he held up the rabbit talisman. No, Naruto and Jade said in unison as they jumped into the hole. Oh come on. Carter said following after them. They all landed in the cavern and walked down it and saw Jackie fighting the dark hand, and nearby there was what looked like another inmate in a prison uniform. Who's the mob boss? Carter asked as they hid behind a boulder. I'm gonna assume it's Uncle Xiao Fung, Naruto whispered. They can look like us. Why don't they do that to begin with? We'd never find him, I think, Carter said, finding this odd. Pride thing, Naruto and Jade said together. The human Xiao Fung sniffed the air and looked around. I smell a kitsune, he said, his eyes glowing red. Come on, let's take this froggy to the pond, Carter said as he activated the rabbit talisman and sped in there. Xiao Fung turned and saw Carter coming at him, so he leapt up frog style, causing him to run into Jackie and sending them both flying to the ground. What are you doing here? Jackie groaned out. Saving you, Carter groaned as he sat up. Good job, Jackie said as he stood up. Hello there nephew, I've been dying to set eyes on you for myself, Xiao Fung said as Naruto stepped out. Well, take a nice long look because you're going right back to where you came from, Naruto said firmly. Knowing you like Kurama, you'll definitely succeed. Kurama would put himself through great struggles to achieve his goals, Xiao Fung said with a grin. And you'll find I'm the same. What no traitor talk? Naruto asked, raising an eyebrow, finding this odd. You have made it pretty clear you hate your demon bloodline and accept humanity, so what's the point both blowing hot air onto a mountain? Xiao Fung said, rolling his wrist. I don't hate demons or humans, I hate you and your fellow demons trying to start SHT, Naruto said as he made his ears and tails appear. Oh. How little you truly know, dear child, Xiao Fung said, shaking his head. Enough talking, let's fight. Jade yelled as she aimed the dragon talisman at Xiao Fung and fired at him. The demon jumped out of the way, and while in mid-air his form changed into what looked like a demonic toad which slammed onto the ground behind Naruto and Jade. So cool, Naruto said with a smile and wide eyes at the toad demon. Oh come on, God don't like ugly, and you an ugly mother effer. Carter said, cringing at Xiao Fung, who narrowed his eyes, blowing a gust of wind. Wow, oof man, you definitely need some Tic Tacs or something cause your breath stinks. Carter said, waving his hand. The wind demon unleashed a powerfully wind blast, pushing the three teens into a nearby wall. You and your big mouth, Carter. Naruto said, gritting his teeth. Babe, Carter's down, Jade said, pointing out Carter on the ground. Carter, you okay? Naruto asked, shaking his friend up. He ain't get my cornbread, Naruto. Carter said, looking up with a delirious tone. Naruto shook his head at that. Whole Jade slapped her forehead. Come child, surely you must want to know the truth of our eldest brother, don't you? Xiao Fung said. What's to know? He found out not all humans are bad. You morons wouldn't listen, so he helped seal you moron up, Naruto said as he shook his head and refocused. Wouldn't listen, "Oh, we listened, true and true. At least some of us did," Xiao Feng said. "What are you talking about?" Naruto asked curiously. "Oh come child, did you really think all of us despised our eldest that much?" Xiao Feng said. "Good to know now, hold still you bag of hot air." Jade yelled as she fired the dragon talisman at the demonic frog. "You send me back, you send the truth back, the truth of, the corruption of chi," Xiao Feng said as he ducked under the attack. "What?" Naruto asked curiously. "Come to me and I'll tell you everything," Xiao Feng said with a smile. Naruto said as he thought about this. "Naruto," Jade said, knowing Naruto was curious. "What are you waiting for? Attack him." Shindu yelled, firing dragon breath at Naruto. "No, you idiot." Xiao Feng yelled at his brother. Naruto made some fox fire and made a barrier with it around him and Jade blocking Shindu's attack. "I'm so glad your mom is teaching you," Jade said with a sigh of relief. Naruto nodded at this before he glared at Xiao Feng. "Let's end this," he said as he showed off his claws. "Very well, let's see how strong Kurama's kin is," Xiao Feng said as he took a deep breath and blew a torrent of wind, sending everyone flying down the tunnel. Everyone held on to some rocks and tried to some rocks. "Gah, he could kill us just with his breath." Carter yelled as he tried to hold on to his nose and the rock. "We could really use a way to block his wind." Jade yelled as she held on to her own boulder. "On it!" Naruto said as in a burst of fox fire he switched to his kitsune form and grew bigger and towered over Jackie, Jade and Carter and blocked the wind with his now huge body so his friends could hide behind him. "Clever little kitsune, but 5 tails. "Not so impressive," Xiao Feng said with a smug tone before he took another breath and blew another torrent of wind at Naruto. "Stop calling me little." Naruto growled out as he tried to think of a plan. As he thought he saw a boulder falling towards Xiao Feng from behind and smirked. Before in a poof of smoke Naruto substituted with the boulder, leaving the boulder for cover for his friends. "Banzai!" Naruto yelled as he fell at Xiao Feng from behind. "What the?" Xiao Feng yelled as Naruto landed on him and they both started to roll on the ground fighting. "Get him, bro. Go for the air sack." Carter yelled as he smiled. "Carter the Dark Hand." Jade yelled, pointing at Volmont and his goons moving towards Jackie to attack him. "On it!" Carter yelled before he sped off with the rabbit talisman and quickly attacked the Dark Hand, picking up the snake talisman Naruto had dropped when he attacked Xiao Feng. Meanwhile Naruto had grabbed Xiao Feng and slammed him against the ground with his claws. "I'm a DMN Kitsune, what you go, OMPH," Naruto groaned as Xiao Feng twisted around and kicked him, sending him sliding back. "Little frog, big kicks," Naruto groaned, rubbing his gut. Xiao Feng then tried for a body slam only for Naruto to roll, dodging it only for the quick-moving frog to hop backward, kicking him again. Naruto slammed onto the ground next to Jackie, Jade and Carter. "Need some help, my kaiju brother?" Carter asked Naruto as he got back in his feet. "Any help would be appreciated at this point," Naruto said as he shook his head. "Well, Jackie has the Dark Hand distracted, so let's do this," Jade said as she held up the dragon talisman. Xiao Feng took in a deep breath, unleashing a stream of compressed wind at the trio, who quickly evaded. "Okay, frog boy, time to show you the ancient martial art of Whoopyo butt," Carter shouted, rushing at him before turning invisible. The wind demon looked around when he suddenly felt a kick to his face, a punch to his side and face, then a jab in the eye. "Dea!" Xiao screamed, holding his eyes in pain when he was struck in the chest by a blast of heat energy. "Booyah!" Jade said, clenching a victorious fist when she heard a loud scream and looked to see a small flame running around. "Ah! My butt is on fire!" Carter's voice screamed out. "Oops, sorry Carter," Jade said, rubbing the back of her head. "You damned tricksters." Xiao Feng growled, taking a breath, preparing to unleash another attack when suddenly something jumped from underground to reveal Naruto in his human form, who had been hiding ungrounded. "What?" Xiao Fung exclaimed suddenly. The Naruto and his clones tossed out kunais attached to long chains, digging them into the ground, wrapping themselves around the large toad-like demon, pinning his limbs to his body. You have definitely been working hard with your mom, babe, Jade said with a grin at Naruto. Okay Jade, fire away. Naruto shouted. Jade nodded, holding up the dragon talisman, firing off a combustion blast directly at Xiao. He narrowed his eyes, puffing up his cheeks, breaking the chains from out the ground, unleashing a stream of powerful compressed air, blowing back the combustion blast back at Jade. Jade! Naruto shouted out, worried for girlfriend. I got ya! Carter shouted, grabbing Jade up bridal style, evading the blast as an explosion erupted from the strike. Thanks Carter. Jade said as Carter sped over to Naruto. Anytime my girl. Carter smiled, setting her next to Naruto. Okay guys, I've got a plan. Naruto said, motioning the two in. I'm gonna transform, then Carter, I want you to use the rabbit to speed us off and Jade to fire off a blast from the dragon talisman to shoot us off at him. Naruto said. That is one of the stupidest ideas I have ever heard come out of your mouth. I like this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Carter said with a grin as he slapped Naruto in the face lightly. Oh yeah. Jade said as she stepped back, allowing Naruto to transform into his kitsune form, roaring as he glared off at Xiao Fung with Jade and Carter jumping onto his back. Alright, let's go. Naruto shouted. Carter clenched his talisman tightly while grabbing onto Kitsune. The large Kitsune took off like a blur, rushing off, and quickly, Jade held up the dragon talisman, firing off a blast off, shooting them off like a powerful rocket. What have we done? The three shouted as they started shooting off, speeding off faster and faster like a mini fireball across the cave, with Xiao Fung struggling to keep his eyes on the trio. Naruto kept his eyes focused and rushed forward, smashing into Xiao Fung, craving into the cave as they smashed into the walls, crashing again and again into the ground and the roof. Naruto soon wrapped his arms around Xiao Fung, roaring as he crashed downwards into the ground, hard cratering the ground. Xiao Fung laid out on ground unconscious, with Naruto reverting back into his human form, breathing heavily from the attack. Let's go again. Let's go again. Carter yelled deliriously as he laid on Naruto's back, very dizzy from what they just did. You okay, babe? Jade asked, patting Naruto on the head before he turned back into his human form. I think so, Naruto said as he held his stomach. Is this why you hate roller coasters? Carter asked as he finally recovered. Shut up, where's Uncle? Naruto asked. I'm here, nephew. Now where is Wind Demon? Uncle yelled out as he and Toru ran into the cavern. And where is the Dark Hand? Toru asked, not seeing them around. They ran off after these three almost caused a cave-in, Jackie said, gesturing to Naruto, Jade and Carter. Hey, we beat the Wind Demon, how about some respect? Carter yelled, pointing at the knocked-out Xiao Fung. Yeah. You three really gave him a butt-whooping. Uncle yelled, surprised seeing the knocked-out demon. Yeah, but next time let's try to avoid almost causing a cave-in, Jackie said to his son, who was still holding his stomach. Noted, Naruto said, giving a shaky thumbs up. Let's get Frog Boy out of here before Naruto tries to convince us to keep him around, Jade said. You're lucky you're cute, Naruto grumbled out while Uncle and Toru cast the chi spell which sent Xiao Fung back to the demon realm. Love you too, Jade said with a smile. Now let's get out of here before Naruto leaves a kitsune-sized upchuck all over the floor, Carter said, only for it to happen in front of everyone, making them all groan as Jade awkwardly patted Naruto's back. A few days later. It was Sunday and Jade and Carter were waiting outside of the apartment complex for Naruto. Man, what's taking him so long? Carter said as he sat in his car looking bored. His mom won't let him leave until he gets at least one hit in during his daily spars with her, Jade said, chuckling as they heard a crash coming from a window upstairs. Ha! I got you. Naruto was heard yelling before another crash was heard and Naruto groaning in pain and Kushina cackling. I hope you all have insurance on your apartment, Carter said, wincing hearing this. Kushina used some kitsune trick to make a training room that self-repairs, Jade said smiling as she had been using that to train along with Naruto lately. So, you tell your uncle you want a tattoo yet? Carter asked with a grin at Jade. Jade scowled at this and looked to the side. Ouch, I'm gonna guess he went all mother hen on you. Carter asked curiously as he had a good idea how Jackie would react. He went on a rant about how girls my age don't need tattoos befits him, and Kushina started arguing once she said I would have won eventually from Naruto's mate Mark, Jade said with a blush. Pfft, Carter snorted at this, laughing a little. What? Jade asked curiously. Girl, that don't sound like a tattoo, that sounds like a brand that says you're his, Carter said. Jade turned her head, but when the thought entered her head it made her shudder slightly. Suddenly Naruto walked out of the apartment. Okay, let's go, I need something to eat, he said as he got into the back seat of the car with Jade. Hold on. I need you to take this to Uncle's shop. Jackie yelled as he ran out to them carrying a big red book with a demon's face on it. Alright, Naruto said as he took the book and passed it to Jade. What am I, a DLVRY boy for y'all now? Carter asked as he didn't expect to make a detour to Uncle's shop. I'll pay for gas now, let's go, we can make it to the movie if we move quickly, Naruto said pointing at the road. Well, make it a 20, my baby gets plenty thirsty, Carter said as he started the car and drove off. As they drove, I had looked at the book Jackie had gave them. So what's this thing? She asked Naruto. As something called the Demon Archive, Dad found it and had to fight the Dark Hand to keep it on a recent expedition, Naruto said, shrugging, not really interested. It have anything in it on your fellow kitsunes? Carter asked curiously. No, Mom said the demons who wrote it didn't add the kitsunes cause of our ties to Kurama and him helping seal Shindu and his siblings away, Naruto said as he shook his head. Jade as she looked at the front of the book, finding the demon mark on it interesting. The next day at school, Naruto, Jade, and Carter were walking home. Jade was wearing a black version of her normal outfit, and when Naruto asked why, she said she would tell him later. As they walked past a alleyway, Naruto grabbed Jade and Carter and hid behind a garbage dumpster. What's you problem, man? Carter asked curiously. Hush, look, Naruto said pointing down the alleyway where by the open manhole cover into the sewer were Xiao and Ratso. The Dark Hand, Naruto said with an annoyed tone. Come on, can't those guys just go? I thought there was a 1 beat down per week agreement, Carter said with a groan. Negotiations fell through, Naruto said as they watched as Finn came out of the sewer carrying the Demon Archive. And that's our cue, Jade said, knowing that they definitely didn't need Shindu getting that. Your uncle needs a security system for that place or something, Carter said as he shook his head. Naruto nodded at this as the three teens walked into the alleyway. Alright, Larry, Moe and Curly, drop the book before we take that book from you, Naruto yelled, getting their attention. Aw man, I knew we should have done this while the dog boy was at school, Finn said as he hid the Demon Archive behind him. Maybe we can bribe him with bacon, Ratso said with a chuckle. Hey, nobody disses my boy like that, right, Naruto? Carter asked, getting annoyed at the insult at his friend. Bacon, I mean yeah. Naruto was saying with a smile before he shook his head and focused on the task at hand. This caused the three criminals to start laughing at Naruto, which caused Jade's eyebrow to twitch and her eyes to glow red. This caused the shadows to move behind Finn, Ratso and Xiao, and a squad of Shadowkan to appear behind them. Huh? Naruto and Carter said in surprise before the three criminals were actually attacked by the Shadowkan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't the non-fox-looking ninja things supposed to be on their side? Carter asked, remembering Kushina's whole Kitsune-kan thing. Yeah, they are. Whoa, Jade, what the hell? Naruto was saying before he saw Jade's eyes were glowing red, which caused him to grab her shoulder out of concern. This caused the Shadowkan to stop attacking Finn, Ratso and Xiao and move towards Naruto, one of them carrying the Demon Archive. Stop. He's cool, Jade said to the Shadowkan, who all bowed to her, the lead one holding out the Demon Archive to her. Wow, you have an army of demon ninjas now, Carter said as he looked at the squad poking at them curiously before the Shadowkan he was poking slapped his hand. My question is how, Naruto said as he looked at Jade curiously as she took the archive. Jade chuckled sheepishly at this as she rubbed the back of her head. What did you do this time, girl? Carter asked, knowing this look as he had done it a lot with his mom. Well, you know how I said I wanted a tattoo, well. Jade said. Before Jade could explain, Jackie appeared at the end of the alleyway. Hold it right, what, he was saying before he saw that the dark hand was already defeated and a squad of Shadowkan was bowing to Jade. Little late dad, Naruto said with a chuckle at his dad's face. Yet Jade's posse already took care of it, Carter said with a smile. Jade's posse? This is a squad of evil ninjas. Jackie yelled in a panic. Relax, Jackie, they obey me now, Jade said with a smile at the Shadowkan. And why would they be doing that? What did you do now? Jackie asked with a suspicious tone. We were getting to that, but we should probably take this to Uncle's shop since he will want an explanation too, Naruto said, knowing of this involved magic then Uncle should know. Jackie nodded at this and led them all out of the alleyway, leaving the beat-up dark hand alone and groaning in pain. Later in Uncle's shop. Everyone was in Uncle's shop waiting for Uncle to come out of the kitchen. So what's this about a tattoo? Naruto asked Jade curiously. Tattoo? What tattoo? I didn't approve a tattoo. Jackie yelled out as he looked at Jade. I know so. I kinda put one on myself, Jade said as. Where, I don't even see it, Jackie said. Jade sighed at this before she grabbed the left side of her jeans and lowered it, showing that she had a tattoo of the demon mark from the cover of the demon archive on her upper thigh. Yeah, Jackie groaned seeing this as he slapped his forehead. Whoa, Naruto said with a small blush seeing the tattoo. Girl, you trying to get a tattoo or a tramp stamp? Carter said with a small laugh. I was gonna go for that but I couldn't reach my back on my own, Jade said with a sheepish grin. Why does that mark seem so familiar to me? Naruto muttered. Wash that thing off now. Jackie yelled at Jade, not liking this one bit. I tried all morning too, now can I pull up my pants? Jade said with a sigh. Okay, what is the prob, AIYAAH? Uncle said as he came into the room before he shouted out seeing Jade's tattoo. How bad is it? Carter asked, knowing the old man would react like this if it wasn't bad. Why would you put the mark of the Shadowkan Lord on yourself, child? Uncle yelled out in a panic. It looked cool, Jade said as she pulled up her pants. Wait, these guys have an actual leader? Carter asked in surprise, thinking that was only Shindu. Not important. What important is that I develop potion to remove tattoo right away. Uncle yelled as he went to his bookshelf to look for a book. What'll happen if we don't? Naruto asked. Then she be possessed by her own inner darkness and our Jade will be nothing but a dark reflection of herself, Uncle said as he looked at his bookshelf. I feel fine though. Plus I like this tattoo, Jade said with an annoyed look on her face. Well, I don't kid, Kushina said as she walked into the shop, been smelling Shadowkan literally all over the place, and where does it lead me? Here. Why am I not surprised? That settles it, we get rid of this right away, Jackie said with a firm tone. Mom, can't you? I mean, you obviously had to have been marked to make Kitsune-kan, right? Naruto asked. It's not the same thing, brat, this is dark magic, not to be messed with, Kushina said. So what? I'm supposed to just listen to you all. I'm fine. Jade yelled, starting to get annoyed. You say that now, but soon you'll be wanting to jump the brat like a dried-up succubus, Kushina said, knowing full well how Jade's inner own darkness is going to react considering how she's seen Jade looks at Naruto. Hoo boy, I don't know whether to laugh or say finally, Carter said. Not the time, Carter, Naruto said with a blush. I said I'm fine, DMN. Jade yelled at Kushina, her eyes turning red. No, you're not. Kushina yelled back. How would you know? you never been marked to do this. Jade yelled, getting in her face. Because I inherited this power. Kushina yelled back. Say what? Carter asked. Yeah, well, I'm not afraid to use it, so back off. Jade yelled as some Shadokan appeared around her and her skin turned blue. Ah! She's hulking out. Hide Naruto before she goes SNU on him. Carter yelled out, hiding behind Toru. This got groans from Naruto and Jackie, who knew what Carter was saying. You do not want this fight, Kushina said as some of her Kitsune-kan appeared by her side. You're right, I need to build up my power first, Jade said with a grin as one of her Shadokan grinned the demon archive. Jade, wait. Naruto yelled as he approached her. I'll be back for you, Jade said with a SNSL grin before her and her Shadokan disappeared in the shadows. Oh wow, she was looking at you like a snack, Carter said with a snicker at Naruto's blush. That book, why did you have that DMN book here, you idiots? Kushina yelled in anger. It's just a demon dash, Carter was saying before she was cut off. It is not just a demon book, it is my grandfather's book, his genes are the entire reason I can summon Kan at all. Kushina yelled at Carter, making him return to his hiding spot. Your grandfather? Jackie repeated curiously. I am not all Kitsune, I have Oni genes, it's partially why I am so much stronger compared to the average Kitsune, Kushina said, deciding to explain. Ya. The granddaughter of the Oni Lord, Uncle said, pointing a shaking finger at her. Before the Oni Lord was sealed away, he met my grandmother and they fell in love. She was the first non-Oni to make him sweat. They say their battle was a force of nature and a thing of beauty. To this day she still awaits him. She sure could keep him under wraps, Kushina said with a chuckle. So I'm not only part demon, part Kitsune, and now I'm part Oni. What's next? I'm gonna find out I'm part dragon, or hell, my part Godzilla. Naruto asked, finding this all insane. Oh please, Kushina said, rolling her eyes. Can we please focus? Jade is out there turning into some kind of corrupted shadow queen and we're in here talking about this? Jackie yelled, concerned for Jade. I can develop counter potion, one of us will have to put it on her tattoo to make it disappear, Uncle said. Then all we can do is wait for now, Naruto said with a sigh as he hated not doing anything while Jade was being slowly corrupted. Then all it takes to fix it is you putting a hand on that peach, Carter said with a chuckle. And that's my limit, Naruto said as he grabbed an old club and raised it as he approached Carter. Ya. That antique, Uncle yelled out as Naruto chased Carter around the shop. With Jade. The Shadokan were all lined up, kneeling as a throne stood in behind them. The sounds of boots clacking rung throughout section 13, a feminine figure struts towards the throne, the figure carrying a feeling of domination, power, and allure with each step. The figure took her seat on the throne, crossing her legs as she sat down. The now darkness-possessed Jade was wearing a skin-tight black one-piece leotard, the front of the outfit open showing off heavy cleavage, the bottom was black and seemed to act as a cape connecting to the top purple half that acted as its own cape reaching far back and hanging. Completing the outfit were high-heeled boots, her thighs were on display, her tattoo out for all to see. Jade smirked as her red eyes looked upon her new army. I don't know about you boys, but I feel so much yummier. Jade said in a sultry tone, licking her lips as she thought about her Kitsune boyfriend. Uncle's shop. Everyone was in Uncle's shop waiting for Uncle to finish his potion, which would remove Jade's tattoo. While they were waiting, Naruto was trying to go over a plan with Carter on how they would handle this. Naruto, I love Jade almost like a sister, but what's done is done. We gotta let go of the past and move on. Carter said as he sat in his chair. Carter, you're just scared she'll sick her Shadokan on us. Naruto said with a flat tone as he rolled his eyes. No, I'm afraid the queen of the Shadokan is gonna school us in the ancient martial arts of VOICEOVER. Carter said as he looked at Naruto. Okay, pull back Medea, we're not gonna get our asses kicked, we took on the air demon and won, Naruto said as he shook his head at Carter's attitude. Hey man, that's offensive. I don't keep a dress and a wig in my closet. Carter yelled out as he got in Naruto's face. Do most of your family go to church even though you pull stupid CRP on the weekdays? Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow as he didn't react to Carter getting in his face. Mind your business, McGruff, Carter said as he looked to the side and pouted. How will we gonna even find Jade when the MSTR finishes his potion? Toru asked as he served some tea to Kushina. CRP, Naruto said as he hadn't considered this as he had been just thinking of plans on how to subdue her. Well, you could just wait for her to come to you and drag you away to do unspeakable things to you, have you looking like Bobby Brown by the end, Carter said with a smile. Very funny, Naruto said with an annoyed look on his face as he looked at his best friend. I try, Carter said with a proud smile and a nod while Jackie's phone went off, which he answered. Sorry Captain Black, I don't have time, I have a situation with Jade, Jackie said into his phone after seeing who it was on the caller ID. So do I, she just took over all of Section 13 with an army of ninjas, Captain Black said over the phone sounding really annoyed. Jade did what? Jackie yelled out in surprise, getting everyone's attention. You found Jade? Naruto asked, jumping to attention at this. She took over Section 13 and locked everyone up, Jackie said before he went back to his phone. I keep telling y'all you need to take that magic mess seriously, but no, I'm just a fool with a mother mouth, Carter said loudly so his mom's fiancé could hear him over the phone. Tell my future stepson that even fools can be right at least once, now get us out of here. Captain Black yelled over the phone before he hung up. Well, that limits our options, Kushina said with a sigh as she drank her tea. Yeah, no support from Section 13 and no talismans, Carter said as he sat down to think to himself. So we're going in with just our own skills, Naruto said as he looked at his dad, who nodded at this. Potion is ready. Uncle yelled as he came out of the kitchen holding a couple of vials. Good, let's go, Jackie said as he and Naruto both took a vial. Remember, you need to apply it to her tattoo, that should remove it and make her snap back to her senses, Uncle said firmly. Obviously, old man, ow. Carter was saying before Uncle whacked him in the head with his fingers. Mind your elders. Uncle yelled out as he looked at Carter with an annoyed look. Come on Carter, let's go, Naruto said as he and Jackie made their way out of Uncle's shop. Wait for me, brat, I can give you some backup, Kushina said as she got up and followed after them. We're all gonna die, Carter said as he rubbed his forehead as he followed them all out of the shop. Section 13. Naruto, Jackie, Kushina and Carter were making their way through the underground vents of the base, making sure to stay quiet as they walked underneath the patrolling Shadowcon above them. I can't believe me and Jade never found out about these vents, Naruto whispered as he, Jackie and Kushina followed Carter. Probably busy poking your noses into everything else here that you didn't notice, Jackie whispered. So what's the plan? Kushina whispered to them as they walked. We need to free Captain Black and his men, Jackie said as he knew if the worst happened having backup would help a lot. We should probably hit the vault and lift the talismans then if we're gonna prepare for the worst, Naruto said as he nodded at this. I call dibs on Rabbit and Ox, Carter whispered with a smile at this as they approached a crossroads in the vent. Okay Naruto, you take Carter and go get the talismans while me and Kushina go free Captain Black. When you are ready, go try to confront Jade, Jackie whispered. Right, if we attack all at once she's just gonna summon a bigger army and overwhelm us, Naruto said as he nodded as he and Carter took one path and Jackie and Kushina took another. The vault. Inside the vault, the grate leading to the underground vent moved and was lifted out before Naruto climbed out with Carter close behind. Okay, just take a few, we're not going to war here, Naruto whispered as they approached the display where the talismans were being kept. Got it, okay Rabbit and Ox, I'm all set, Carter said with a smile as he grabbed said talismans. Naruto scanned the remaining talismans and after a few seconds of thought he grabbed the snake and pig talismans. Aw man, I should have gone with snake, Carter said, realizing avoiding the Shadowcon would be easier with that. Snooze you lose, now let's go, Naruto said as he led the way back to the vent they left open. Throne room. The two teens soon made their way into what looked like a throne room thanks to the underground vents. "Looks like Jade has redecorated the place," Naruto whispered as he and Carter quickly took cover behind some equipment. "Yeah, looks like a hot topic up in here," Carter whispered as he looked at all the black. "Any sign of Jade?" Naruto whispered as they moved to behind a corner as a squad of patrolling Shadowcon walked by. Carter peeked around the corner and saw what looked like a squad of Shadowcon escorting Jackie and FANFICTIONnet towards what looked like a giant throne where they saw Jade in her new outfit, which consisted of a skin-tight black one-piece leotard. The front of the outfit open, showing off heavy cleavage, the bottom was black and seemed to act as a cape connecting to the top purple half that acted as its own cape reaching far back and hanging. Completing the outfit were high-heeled boots. Her thighs were on display, her tattoo out for all to see. Carter's eyes widened as soon as he saw Jade. My man, I found Jade. And two things: one, her ninja groupies brought her your pops and ma, and two, I think I have a thing for goths now," he said. "What? We need to help them now." Naruto was saying as he quickly peeked around the corner to take a look, but paused as he spotted Jade in her outfit, which caused his kitsune ears and tail to show thanks to his focus faltering. "Damn!" Naruto was saying when Carter snapped him back by slapping him in the back of his head. Quit being a thirsty moron, she would probably eat you alive." Carter whispered to his friend. "I'm hearing this from you." Naruto whispered back as he glared at his best friend he had repeatedly caught hitting on girls at school. "Your tails and ears are showing," Carter said with a knowing tone as he knew that Naruto's focus must have been shaken for that to happen. Naruto put his hand on his head in surprise at this before he blushed as he realized that Carter had him there. He quickly composed himself as his ears and tail disappeared. "Look, let's just do this. You use the talismans to go draw a diversion and I'll use the snake talisman and sneak up on Jade and use this on her," he said as he took out the vial of potion Uncle gave him. "A diversion? Works for me, just don't get distracted by her juicy thighs." Carter was saying before Naruto started to growl at him, causing him to run out in the open. The Shadowcon all turned and looked at him with their glowing red eyes. "Another intruder, and not the one I was hoping for," Jade said as she turned to look at Carter with a look of annoyance. "Okay, I may not have the exotic charm of my man Naruto, but I can be just as charming," Carter said with an annoyed look at being dismissed. "Capture him and take him and these other fools to lock up," Jade ordered her ninjas as she sat on her throne. The Shadowcon all quickly surrounded Carter, but before they could do anything he sped through them, sending them flying thanks to the strength he had. "Wrecking ball!" Carter yelled as he charged at the Shadowcon, guarding Jackie and FANFICTIONnet, quickly slugging them and sending them flying. "The talismans," Jade growled as she stood up from her throne. "Looks like you're finally gonna have to do something yourself," FANFICTIONnet said with a smirk as she flexed her claws as she went into her hybrid form. "Yeah, let's see your sweet and sour chicken but actually fight." Carter yelled as he sped by some Shadowcon and knocked them over. Jade growled at this as her eyes started to glow even more red. "And now Jade, we just want to help," Jackie said as more Shadowcon were summoned. AMD quickly surrounded them. "Well, if this isn't a surprise," Shindu's voice said, getting everyone's attention. Everyone looked and saw a possessed Valmont wearing some dark robes being escorted into the room with some Shadowcon. "What are you doing here, Dragon Breath?" Kushina asked as she slashed one of the Shadowcon. "I brought him here to tell me the secrets of the Demon Archive," Jade said as she turned to look at Shindu, while the Shadowcon who brought him here bowed to her. Shindu looked at this and, seeing the situation, nodded. "Very well, I can see that a queen of your status needs a teacher and an advisor, and I'm more than willing to offer my services," he said as he bowed his head to Jade. Jade looked at Shindu and slightly smirked at this before nodding. "Jade, you can't trust Shindu," Jackie yelled as the Shadowcon grabbed him. "Yeah, you can't be this stupid," Kushina yelled as she used her tails to move and keep the Shadowcon attacking her back, but they just kept coming. "She got a tattoo of a demon on her thigh. She's not exactly a genius," Carter yelled as he sped at Jade, but before even could attack, a pair of hands popped out of the shadow on the ground in front of Carter and grabbed Carter's feet, causing him to fall. "Ah! What the hell?" Carter yelled as he slammed on the ground, dropping the rabbit and ox talismans which were grabbed by some of the Shadowcon. Now you will tell me where Naruto is, Jade said as she approached Carter, who was pulled to his feet by some of her Shadowcon. You can ask all you want, but I'm not telling you sh. Carter was saying before he was suddenly kicked in the face by one of the Shadowcon, dazing him. Which one of y'all kicked me? He asked as he pointed at the Shadowcon. First lesson, my queen, making an example of your enemies is a good way to get answers from the others, Shindu said as he bowed his head as he made his way to the table where the demon archive was sitting. Jade glared at Carter while her Shadowcon took out some shuriken. Jackie, seeing this, looked around for a distraction and soon he spotted Shindu. Hey Jade, if Shindu is your friend now, why is he taking what's yours? He asked curiously as he smiled. Jade raised an eyebrow at this before she looked at Shindu, who was making his way to the exit with the demon archive. Betrayer. Get my book, she shouted as she pointed at Shindu. Her ninjas quickly let the prisoners go and charged at Shindu, but as this was happening, Naruto appeared next to Jade holding a vial of potion. Sorry Jade, Naruto said as he poured the vial on her exposed tattoo. Jade's eyes widened at this before she looked at her tattoo, which was starting to fade away. No, she shouted as her skin started to turn from dark blue to normal again. The Shadowcon stopped at this as they approached Shindu, who smirked at this turn of events. Destroy them, he yelled as he pointed at Jade and Naruto. The Shadowcon all quickly turned around and charged at Jade and Naruto. Naruto growled as he readied his claws and the pig talisman. No. Destroy the book. Jade shouted out as her eyes were still red from what little power she still had left from the tattoo. The Shadowcon stopped at this before they turned around and ran at Shindu, who was at the doorway out of section 13. One of the Shadowcon quickly threw what looked like a fire bomb at him, which hit the book and turned it to ash in Shindu's hands. No. Shindu yelled as the book fell to ashes in his hands. As this was happening, Kushina slammed her glowing palm into his face, making his shout in pain before Jackie slugged him several times in the gut before he punched him in the jaw, sending him flying into the phone booth out of section 13. Ugh, what happened? Jade groaned as she held her head while Naruto helped her to her feet. Let's see, you went all crazy, be on us, Kushina said as he looked at her with an annoyed look on her face. You took over section 13, and locked up Captain Black and his men, Jackie said as he frowned. Let's not forget you rocking a goth succubus look, Carter said with a grin. I did what? Oh my god, I look like a call girl. Jade asked before she looked down at herself and saw what she was wearing. An expensive call girl, Carter said with a grin at this. Carter, Naruto said as he shook his head at his friend in disapproval. What? Am I lying? Your human disguise faulted because you were looking at her like she was a bowl of ramen. Carter yelled as he looked at his friend. His disguise faltered. Ha! You must have liked what you saw, brat, Kushina asked before she started to laugh at this. Naruto blushed at this as he looked away from his family and friends, embarrassed at being called out. Let's just get Captain Black out of lockup and then get Jade home, Jackie said as he led the way to lockup. Sounds good to me. I want to burn the stupid outfit and get back in my regular outfit, Jade said with an annoyed look on her face as she followed Jackie. Naruto hung his head in disappointment at this while Carter patted him on the back in comfort. Sorry bro, looks like you won't be playing the queen and her pet anytime soon, Carter said as he patted his friend on the back. This get a snort of laughter from Kushina while Jade blushed in embarrassment and Jackie sputtered in surprise. Naruto's eyebrow twitched in annoyance at this before he looked at Carter, his eyes glowing from the pig talisman he still had. And that's my cue, Carter said with a sheepish smile before he ran off out of the room with Naruto chasing after him. A few days later. It had been a few days since the incident with Jade and the Shadowcon, and while it had taken a bit to calm Uncle down after they told him that Jade had destroyed the demon archive, he eventually understood why she did what she did. Right now Naruto and Carter were outside their high school waiting for Jade, who was talking to the principal who had asked her to come see her after school. Things are still awkward with you two after her CC goth phase. Carter asked curiously. You still healing from the eye beams I nailed you with? Naruto asked with a pointed look at his friend. Not funny, I'm still tender there, Carter said with an annoyed tone as he rubbed his bottom. Good, and to answer your question, we are fine. She is looking me in the eyes now, thank God, Naruto said as he sighed in relief that Jade hadn't been that mad. That he had checked her out while she was the queen of the Shadokan. She find out about that picture of her all gothed up you got from the security footage you were able to get? Carter asked with a raised eyebrow. I have no idea what you're talking about, Naruto said with a firm tone as he looked at his friend. Carter snorted and shook his head at this, getting the message from Naruto. Jade then ran out of the school and ran over to them with a smile on her face. Hey babe, what's got you so happy? Naruto asked as he greeted his girlfriend as they walked over to Carter's car. The principal asked me to show a new student around school and it turns out it's an old friend of mine from Hong Kong, she said as her and Naruto got into the back seat. That's great Jade, Naruto said as he smiled as he knew Jade didn't have a lot of friends back in Hong Kong, so if one of them was moving here then he was happy for her. This friend of yours hot? Carter asked curiously as he started the car. Jade said nothing to this as she reached forward and slapped Carter in the back of the head. Ow! What the hell? Brother can't ask a question anymore? Carter asked as he looked at Jade. Shut up and drive, Jade said as she glared at Carter. Watch it girl, I ain't Mr. Hoke and you ain't Miss Daisy, Carter grumbled under his breath as he backed the car out of the parking lot. Now Jade, I'm sure Carter will be a perfect gentleman with your friend, right buddy? Naruto said as he put his arm around her to calm her while also giving Carter a opening to show he can be mature. So it is a girl? Carter asked with a smile as he drove the car. Jade's eyebrow twitched at this as she made a mental note to threaten Carter later when he wasn't driving. Uncle's shop. The three teens walked into the shop and saw Jackie talking with Uncle while Toru was getting some bags ready while Kushina and Viper were talking. What's going on? Naruto asked as he knew if Toru was getting luggage ready then something was happening. Volmont is on the move again and me Viper and your mother are Jackie was saying before he was cut off. Great. Where we going this time and which demon is it? Jade asked as she smiled at the idea of a new adventure. We are going to Los Angeles and we don't know what demon it is yet, Viper said. LA. All right. Carter yelled out with a bright smile at this. Oh yeah, you're from LA, right? Naruto asked, recalling Carter mentioning that he was from California. Born and raised, I'm happy to say, Carter said with a proud smile. Good, you can help by showing us around while we look for the dark hand, Kushina said as she looked at Carter. Yes, Miss Furry. Carter said with a smile as he saluted the kitsune woman. Naruto groaned at this while Kushina looked confused at this. Are you sure it's a good idea to bring them with us? Jackie asked Viper. Oh come on Jackie. I want to see Hollywood. Jade yelled, knowing that Jackie would make any excuse to leave them behind. What, you want to try and trade up and get some Hollywood, pretty boy? Oof. Carter was asking before Jade slugged him in the gut, making him keel over in pain. Like hell I would do that. Jade growled out, angry at the very suggestion of her dumping Naruto. It was a joke, woman. I think I can taste my breakfast. Carter yelled as he held his stomach. Kushina blinked at this but chuckled as she looked at her son. That one's a keeper, kitsunes love loyalty, she said as she smiled. Naruto nodded at this as he smiled at Jade as she and Carter started to argue before Jackie had them all get ready to go. With Naruto. The group was now in Hollywood being shown around by Carter, who was currently showing them the wax museum. I'm surprised you have ever been in a museum, Naruto said to Carter as they looked around at the wax figures. Hey, this is my city, I know everything about it, Carter said with a grin as he looked around a bit. Before Naruto or Jade could respond to this, they spotted Jackie and Viper following Finn and Xiao, who were looking at a map. Looks like we have a lead on the Three Stooges, Jade said as she stopped taking pictures of the wax figures with her phone and put it away. That's mean Jade, the Stooges are at least funny, Naruto said with a grin at his girlfriend who smiled back at him. Let's go after them, Jade as she moved to follow after Jackie and Jade. Hold on, we need to distract Uncle and Toru, and where's my mom? Naruto asked as he looked around for Kushina. The old man and King Size are trying to stop your mom from attacking some wax figures, Carter said as he jerked a thumb behind him. Naruto and Jade looked at where Carter had pointed and saw that the Japan section of the wax museum was in chaos as Kushina was attacking what looked like a bunch of wax figures wearing Mongolian armor while Toru tried to stop her along with Uncle. Dayu God DMN Mongolians. Kushina yelled as she attacked the wax figures with a halberd. Naruto covered his face in embarrassment as he quickly followed Jade to follow Jackie and Viper. I feel your pain, man. My mom once attacked a Jehovah Witness for waking her up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, Carter said as he patted Naruto on the shoulder as he followed after his fellow teens. With Jackie. Meanwhile, with Jackie and Viper, they were shadowing Ratso, Finn and Xiao, who were looking at a map while Volmont/Shindu followed them, obviously ordinary them around. Hurry up you fools, we must find the portal that will free Changzu the Thunder Demon, Shindu said as he made Volmont's eyes glow red. Definitely not good, Viper whispered to Jackie. We need to tell Uncle right away, Jackie whispered back as he knew that Uncle would know what they would need to make the spell to banish this demon. The Thunder Demon. I heard that one is a demon of few words, Naruto whispered, announcing his presence behind the two adults. Bwah! Jackie gasped as he jumped a bit in surprise seeing Naruto, Jade and Carter. You need better awareness, I noticed them following us 3 minutes ago, Viper whispered to Jackie as she shook her head. So what's the plan? Jade whispered as she peeked around the corner at the dark hand. Looks like they have a map and are trying to track down where the portal is, Viper said as she also took a look. If we can get the map, Carter can help us locate the portal, seeing as he knows the area, Naruto whispered as he looked at Carter. Do I look like I was around back then? Carter asked, raising an eyebrow at this, as while he knew his hometown he wasn't that good. We should still get the map though, so you all stay here while we go get it, Jackie said as he looked at Naruto and Carter. You should tell that to your girl and his girl, old man, Carter said as he jerked a thumb at Naruto before pointing behind Jackie. What? Jackie asked as he blushed a bit before he looked behind him and saw that Viper and Jade were sneaking over to where the dark hand was, more specifically Jade was floating in the air above them while Viper had just disappeared, turning invisible. Oh yeah, we lifted some of the talismans again before we left, Naruto said with a grin seeing this. Looks like your girl likes using them too, old man, Carter said with a grin at this. Sneak attack. Jade yelled as she flew down and waved her hands, causing some stacked crates to tip over and fall on the dark hand. What kind of sneak attack starts with you telling sneak attack? Xiao asked with a groan as they tried to get put from underneath the crates. What kind of morons fall for a sneak attack while it's being yelled, Naruto said as he and Carter ran towards them with Jackie close behind. Shindu glared at this, but before he could do anything he saw the map that Ratso had dropped was floating in the air. The map, you fools, he yelled as he pointed at the map, which was quick making its way towards a nearby alleyway. A little busy, boss. Finn yelled as Naruto and some of his clones attacked him, Xiao and Ratso along with Jackie. Volmont scowled at this as he summoned some Shadowkan who quickly took off after Viper. Jade's eyes narrowed seeing this before she took off flying after them. Hand over the Pianka box, Naruto said as he slammed Finn against a wall. Yeah, don't make my boy claw out your eyes, Carter said with a grin. Which soon faded as they were surrounded by Shadowkan. Well, not really my boy, more a acquaintance, Carter said with a nervous smile at the ninjas before he ran off while some Shadowkan took off after him. Destroy them. Shindu yelled as he pointed at them. Go back, Carter up, Dad, I have this. Naruto yelled as he ran at the charging ninjas. Jackie hesitated at this, but he quickly ran after Carter as he knew he was the one who needed backup. Naruto was surrounded on all sides by the Shadowkan. He crouched to all fours, his eyes gaining vulpine slits as a single blonde tail formed from his back and fox ears sprouted from his head. Shendo's eyes narrowed at this before he quickly disappeared down an alleyway while the Shadokan charged at Naruto. Naruto rushed forward at the shadowy ninjas, sweeping the leg from under one while wrapping his tail around the head of a second. He jumped to his feet, catching the fist of two Shadokan, yanking them both forward, colliding into each other. He threw the Shadokan in his tail into three at his back, then rushed, grabbing the two fallen Kan, dragging them towards the brick wall, slamming them hard into its surface, backflipping as the remaining Kan charged him. He kicked off the trash can lid, kicking it forward, slicing off several of the Shadokan's heads, causing them to vanish. A Shadokan then appeared behind Naruto, putting him into a headlock. Naruto smirked, kicking two of them away, flipping forward with his hands locked with the Kan that held him back, slapping his tail into a Kan trying to attack him from behind, throwing the other into him with a judo flip, causing the ninjas to slam into a man wearing what looked like a set of red armor. "Come on, make me have to actually try," Naruto said as he slashed at some more Kan with his claws, making them all disperse into smoke just as Carter and Jackie returned to check on him. Cut. Cut. Everyone looked over to see man lowering himself to the ground when they had time to take in the surroundings to notice several Kamaras lined up around the alley. "This is a movie set?" Naruto asked as he looked around surprised. "That's right, and you just ruined my shot," the director yelled, but his anger slowly subsided to one of enthusiasm. "But I've got to say, those stunts you did were great. How'd you manage to do all that stuff with the tail?" he asked as he looked at Naruto curiously. "Allow me to introduce myself. James Carter, manager to the stars, this my client Naruto Uzumaki." Carter greeted, shaking hands with the director. "Wow, agents are starting younger and younger these days. Well, Carter, your client here ruined my shot, but I'll let it go this time, seeing as he actually put on a good showing with this stunt," the director said as he looked at Carter. "Indeed he did, my friend. Just think, the start of a new action series about a kitsune teen who lives amongst humans, protecting them from demons who are worse," Carter said with a grin as he put his arm around the director's shoulders and waved his free arm dramatically for emphasis. "Ah, a mix between Devil May Cry and those old kung fu flicks," the director said with a grin, liking what he was hearing. Naruto and Jackie raised an eyebrow at this while Jade and Viper approached them. "What is that idiot doing?" Jade asked as she looked at Carter. "I think he's trying to get Naruto a job as an actor," Jackie said as he sighed at this. "Well, he is cute enough to be the next teen heartthrob," Viper said with a chuckle at this. At these words Jade froze before her eyes narrowed and she grabbed Naruto by the back of his shirt. "Put your tail and ears away and let's go," she yelled as she dragged him away from the director. "What's her deal?" the director asked Carter, taking notice of this. My client has a bit of a BBCD situation, call my people," Carter said with a sheepish grin as he ran after the group. "I know what that means, you idiot. You better sleep with one eye open," Jade yelled after the teen. "Enough, you girls have the map?" Jackie asked Viper as he looked at his girlfriend. "Well, Shenda's ninjas were able to catch me and get the map back," Viper said with a sigh. "But thankfully old Dragon Breath's ninjas aren't that bright when it comes to modern tech," Jade said with a grin as she held up her phone. "That's my girl," Naruto said with a grin as he smiled at the fact that Jade had gotten a picture of the map. "DMN straight," Jade said with a smile at this. "Let's get back to Uncle, then we can take a look at the map and try to figure out where the portal is," Jackie said as he looked at his phone and saw that Jade had sent him a copy of the picture as they made their way back towards the wax museum. Later, after meeting back up with Uncle Toru and Kushina, the group was able to get a look at the map Jade had taken, and after comparing it to a modern map of the city, they were now on a bus making their way to Mega Galactic Studios. "Can't believe a demon portal is located in a movie studio," Jackie said with a sigh at this as he had been hoping the portal was not gonna be in such a highly populated area. "Hey, this works out though, we can deal with the demon and I can work my magic and make my boy the next Johnny Depp," Carter said with a grin as he looked at Naruto. "The hell you are," Jade said with a growl at Carter. "What's that, Amber? Gah. Naruto, get your girl," Carter was asking before Jade grabbed him by his neck and started to shake him. "Let him go, Jade," Naruto rolled his eyes at this as he looked out the window. So these guys get paid and are worshipped for playing pretend? Kushina asked curiously as Toru explained what a movie studio was to her. Basically, it depends on how good you are. Toru said as he nodded. Humans are weird, Kushina said as she shook her head at this. You destroyed a part of a wax museum which I had to have Captain Black pay for, by the way, Jackie said as he looked at the kitsune. Oi. I thought the Mongolians were invading that place. Do you have any idea what they did to my people back in the day when they invaded Tsushima? Kushina yelled as she slammed her fists on the back of the seat in front of her. Wait, I thought y'all were from Japan, Carter said as he raised an eyebrow at this. It's a island in Japan's territory, so that's where the other kitsunes are. Naruto said as he looked at his mother. Yeah, that's where our people settled after Kurama helped banish Shindu and his siblings. We have been living in the forests there for generations, Kushina said with a grin at her son. So you guys live among humans? Viper asked as she knew Tsushima had humans living there. Nah, we have a hidden village there and we keep to ourselves, though we do take a look at the human villages on the island every century or so, Kushina said with a shrug. A village hidden in the leaves, that sounds marketable, Carter said as he smirked. Here's our stop, Jackie said as the bus came up on what looked like a massive movie studio, complete with a gate with a guard stationed in front who was letting cars through after seeing their passes. As the group got out of the bus, they noticed the dark hand talking to the security guard who looked at the limousine parked in front of the gate before he nodded and signaled for the gate to open for the limousine. Great, they are ahead of us, Naruto said as he slightly scowled. Jackie quickly ran forward to follow after the limousine and the dark hand, but his way was blocked by the security guard. What's your business here? The guard said as he looked at Jackie. I need to get into your studio right away, Jackie said as he tried to go after the limo, but he was being held back by the guard. Nobody gets in unless they have an appointment or a pass, so beat it, the guard said as he pushed Jackie away, causing him to fall on his butt. Nice job, was, Kushina said with a scoff at this display while Viper helped her boyfriend to his feet. We need to go after them before they open the portal. Uncle yelled at Jackie, obviously not happy with this. I can get us in, we just need a body bag, Kushina said with a smirk as she made her claws appear as she looked at the guard before Toru grabbed her shoulder to stop her. Relax, y'all, leave it to me, Carter said as he adjusted his collar before he approached the front gates. Oh, this should be good, $20 says the guard, does him like Jazz from Fresh Prince, Jade said with a grin at Naruto, who snorted at this as he and his girlfriend followed Carter. The security guard quickly stepped in front of the teen trio. Excuse me, do you have an appointment here? The guard demanded. Carter gave a shocked scoff as he looked the guard up and down with shock in his eyes before giving off another scoff. Excuse me. Excuse me. No, 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 no. Excuse you. Carter yelled, pointing his thumb at Naruto. Do you know who this is? This is Naruto Uzumaki, up-and-coming action superstar. Carter stated, much to the disbelief of his friends. This man is the next Bruce Willis, Chuck Norris, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Lee, and Bruce Leroy. And you got the nerve to disrespect him like that. Don't make me have sick his bodyguard on you. She's a 6th-degree black belt in the ancient martial art of Wupyo, but. Carter said as he pointed at Naruto and Jade. I. The guard said as he looked at Naruto and Jade nervously. Now Mr. Uzumaki has a very important appointment with the director of this studio for a major motion picture deal. Now listen here. Carter looked down to the name tag of the guard. Timmy, do you want me to tell your superiors about how you caused him to miss it? Carter said, glaring the man in the eyes, sending a shiver down his spine. Please go on through, sir, sorry for the mistake. The guard shouted, frantically opening the gate for the group to walk through. DMN Carter, that was awesome. Jade said as they all quickly walked through. I do what I do, and you know this girl. Carter said with a smug grin. Okay, now that we are inside we should split up and find the dark hand, Jackie said as he looked at the group. Leave it to me, I can sniff them out, hey. Kushina was saying as she was about to turn into her kitsune form before Uncle smacked her in the forehead with his fingers stopping her. You want to expose yourself to other humans? No. Then use your eyes. Uncle yelled at the kitsune woman. One of these days, old man, one of these days, Kushina grumbled as she rubbed her head. As the group looked around, they soon spotted the limousine that the Dark Hand had been using and quickly ran over to it. As they approached, Naruto's kitsune ears popped up on his head and started to twitch. They are inside there, Naruto said as he ran into the nearby warehouse. Stay put here just in case, Jackie said to Uncle Toru and Kushina. Since when is it my job to babysit the old goat boy? Cut the CRP. Kushina was asking before Uncle smacked her in the forehead again. Hush and help me watch the kids, ya. Uncle was saying before he yelled in surprise seeing that the teens were gone. As the rest of the group entered the warehouse, they spotted the Dark Hand. More specifically, they saw Ratso, who was holding the Panku box, which was glowing green. Stop! Jackie yelled as he ran forward to stop them, but several Shadokan appeared behind him and grabbed by his arms. Viper scowled at this, but before she could react, she too was grabbed by the Shadokan. You're too late, fools, Shindu said with a grin as the Panku box floated in the air and shot a green beam into the air, which opened a portal which let out a massive demon with pale skin and wearing armor. Greetings, Changju. Shidu said, walking up to greet his brother. What took you so long? The Thunder Demon replied with irritation. Just the usual inference, from Jackie-chan. The Fire Demon turned to his foe as thunder surged through his brother's body. Then he will no longer interfere. Chang said. He held up his hands, gathering thunder between his palms, firing off the bolt of lightning. Jackie yelped, running along, avoiding the attacks, jumping away from them as he picked up pieces of a dragon suit. Hey, lighting butt. Chang looked up to see 9 half-kitsune Narutos coming down from above, kicking into his face, knocking him back. A kitsune? I'll enjoy frying you. The Thunder Demon yelled as he charged more lighting before a blur zipped past the Dark Hand, kicking the Thunder Demon in his back. DMN, you ugly. Carter said. Chang growled, unleashing another blast down, but the jokester evaded his shots with the use of the Rabbit Talisman. While this was happening, Jade, who was using the Rooster Talisman to float above them, used her power to send some stage lights swinging down at the Shadokan. Seeing this, Jackie and Viper quickly ducked, causing the Shadokan to be hit and burst into smoke. Get them! Shindu yelled at Ratso, Finn, and Xiao as he pointed at Jackie and Viper, who quickly moved to try and stop them. Naruto jumped into the air, conjuring a stream of fire from his fingertip, shooting it off towards Chang, who counters with a blast of his own, the blasts erupting in a shockwave, pushing them both back. Naruto landed on the ground, charging at Chang-ju with Carter following close by. Carter got into range, pulling through with a barrage of rapid punches to the blue-skinned demon's chest. Chang growled, slapping Carter aside, knocking him into a wall. Carter! Naruto screamed out, running to his friend as the Thunder Demon formed another thunder blast, firing it at Carter. Carter's eyes opened when he heard a loud cry and looked up to see Naruto standing in front of him, arms stretched out, the back of his shirt burned away with severe burn marks on his back. He collapsed on his friend's shoulders, lowering his head as he lost consciousness. Naruto! Naruto! Come up, buddy, speak to me. Wake up! Naruto! Naruto! Carter shook his friend desperately, trying to wake him up. This is what's become of Kurama's clan. Pathetic, Chang said as he charged up another blast. But before he could fire it, a blast of fire slammed onto him from behind. Gah! Chang yelled as he fell to one knee as his back smoked. Get the hell away from him! Jade yelled as she pointed the glowing dragon talisman at the lighting demon while she floated in the air thanks to the Rooster Talisman. Jiraiya, curse you and your talismans, you fool! Chang yelled at Shindu before he fired some lightning at Jade, who fired away to avoid the attack while she returned fire with the dragon talisman. How the hell is your family full of jerks? Demons are such assholes even to their own, Carter said as he put Naruto's arm around his shoulder to carry him out of here while Jade distracted the Thunder Demon. Shut up. Shindu yelled as he approved them but before he could attack Carter. Slam. Kushina's fist slammed into Shendu's face sending him flying and crashing into Finn, Xiao and Ratso. Who the hell hurt my kit? Kushina growled as her tail's claws and ears appeared as her eyes started glowing red. Ask the Zeus wannabe over there, Carter said as he carried Naruto past the mad kitsune woman. Kushina snarled at this, her tails extended from her backside as her ears sprouted from her head bearing her fangs, in red blur she vanished. The Thunder Demon's eyes kept focused on his surroundings trying to find the kitsune when he was struck hard with a backdrop kick to the base of his back, sending him crashing into the wall. Chang growled clawing out of the hole throwing out a wave of lighting but Kushina simply evaded the strike zipping across the room appearing in front of Chang. She smashed her fist into his stomach in rapid succession. She leapt up smashing her knee into the Thunder Demon's chin, she then grabbed him by the back of his head smashing him face down to the ground. Kushina leapt into the air extending each of her tails. 8 blue spheres of fire surrounded her, she thrusted her hand downwards shooting off the flames upon her foe erupting in massive blast. Chang Zhu staggered to his feet gritting his teeth from the burns. Both Shindu looked upon his brother examining the damage he had just taken. This makes no sense, an 8 tails attack should have ended Chang Zhu yet all she did was give him those burns, something is wrong. Shindu thought as the Thunder Demon shared those same thoughts. Chang Zhu thrusted his hand forward unleashing the surging wave of lighting towards Kushina. Once more she swiftly dodged the attack but unknown to her a second bolt of lighting shot down from the sky striking Kushina hard causing her to scream out in pain from the blast as she was knocked to the ground. Chang Zhu appeared above her thrusting his fist down at Kushina launching a punch of her own. The 2 attacks let causing lighting and fire to surge between the 2 fists, they deadlock breaking as Chang Zhu broke through Kushina's flames knocking her far back before she could collided with the ground. A second blur zipped through catching Kushina bridal style and setting her on the ground. Thank you Carter. Kushina smiled grateful to the younger man. I wouldn't be able to look Naruto in the eye if you got hurt on my watch. Carter said glaring off at the Thunder Demon as electricity surged throughout his body. Kushina and Carter to up a stance before charging in at Chang Zhu tackling him upwards smashing through the roof of the theater. Chang Zhu raised up his arm blocking a side kick from Carter with Kushina coming in driving her elbow into his skull allowing Carter to follow with rapid fire punches to his face. They both then jumped forward striking the Thunder Demon in the face with a double kick. You want more you overgrown lizard? Carter yelled as he slammed a fist into the demon hard across the face knocking him back. Chang backhanded Kushina through a wall before he got his bearings and saw Carter standing before him. I shall prove that lighting can indeed strike twice. Chang Zhu said firing off another lighting blast. Kater zipped past each attack as they came at him reappearing above Chang striking him with several rapid-fired right hooks across the face without any sign of stopping. Chang roared swiping at Carter but phased through him as he vanished revealing it to be nothing but a after image. What is this, AKC? Chang grunted as Carter smashed his foot between his legs. The Dark Hand and Shindu all groaned cupping their privates as if they felt the pain. The Thunder Demon reeled back in pain stomping backwards gnashing his teeth. He had no time to recoil as Carter sent a blur of rapid kicks into his chest. Miserable worm. Chang Zhu roared unleashing a torrent of thunder cashing Carter to scream out in pain. He held up his hand keeping Carter in cage of lighting as he smashed him into the wall pouring more power into the lighting making him scream out in pain. Now I shall make you suffer for your disobedience worm. Just as he raised his hand to finish Carter off a pair of blasts came hitting into the Thunder Demon pushing him back. Both Jade and Naruto landed beside Carter helping him following along with a blast of heat and fox fire pushing him back. Chang roared, throwing another lightning blast at the trio who quickly jumped away. Naruto summoned 2 copies of himself and rushed circling around Chang drawing his fire away. Each attack failed and was met by a swift strike by Naruto and his copies. Jade ran along firing off a stream of blasts with the dragon talisman while Carter zipped forward following alongside Naruto to attack Changzhu the human using both the rabbit and ox talismans to help. As the fight continued, Uncle and Toru had made their way into the warehouse alongside Kushina, who was still recovering from being blindsided. "Uncle! We need the chi spell!" Jackie yelled as he continued to fight the dark hand alongside Viper, hoping to give the chi wizard and his apprentice time to cast the spell. "We need the symbol of the warrior who defeated him." "Castanets MSTR," Toru said as he held out his hand, which had a set of said instrument. "Very good, Toru," Uncle said as he started to cast the spell. "Brother!" The chi wizard, Shindu, yelled at his brother. "You will not seal me again, you, ga," the thunder demon was yelling before Naruto slammed into his back, sending him to the ground. "I still owe you for attacking me, but..." Naruto yelled as he started to claw at the demon's back with his anti-magic claws, easily tearing into the demon's flesh. This was enough of a distraction for Uncle and Toru to finish the spell, which fired from the castanets at the thunder demon. "Ga-ah!" the demon roared as he was sent flying back into his portal, which quickly opened up and sucked him back in. Shindu scowled at this before he turned to Finn, Xiao and Ratso. "We're leaving, you fools," he yelled as he made his way for the door. "Right, boss!" Finn yelled as he threw down a smile grenade which filled the room with a thick smoke. "If you think you can get away from me, Gak." "What the hell is that?" Kushina yelled as she went to follow, but stopped as she grabbed her nose in pain. "Looks like they were ready for us just in case they needed a quick escape," Naruto said as he scowled at this, as he figured this was an idea of Shindu's. "Let's get out of here before someone comes to ask what we are doing in here," Jackie said to the group. "Or you end up as some teenage heartthrob," Jade said as she pushed Naruto to follow Jackie as she was ready to leave. "Oh come on Amber, you know he won't trade up, hey," Carter was saying before he yelled as he ducked under a dragon blast from the dragon talisman. "Call me that again and the next one will be in your butt," Jade yelled as they left the warehouse. Later. The Chan clan waited outside of a cemetery. Carter set down a bouquet of flowers by a gravestone. "Hey Daddy, it's me. Sorry it's been a while since I came to visit you, but flyer miles and all that," Carter said with a soft chuckle, but it was swiftly brushed aside as he gained a more serious expression. "I'm sorry I wasn't able to be a cop like I promised. But I'm doing something bigger now. Something I only ever thought about when we'd sit down in the living room and watch TV together. I'm protecting the world. Not the type of law enforcement I had in mind, but you know, it feel like something I was meant to do. I'm not alone either. I've got one hell of a partner watching my back." Carter looked over to his friends with a proud smile on his face. "They got my back and I've got theirs. And don't worry about Mom, she's doing fine. Her new man treats he good, not as well as you, but good." He laughed at his own joke before placing his hand on his father's, gave slowly moving his hand over his name. "I love you Pop, and I promise I'll keep making you proud. Like you always say, a man who doesn't stand up for what's right ain't a man at all." Carter stood up, giving his father's grave one last glance and nod before walking over to his friends. Naruto held his arm up. Carter did the same, both men clasping hands together tightly. "We fight together," Naruto started. "We die together," Carter added. "Bad boys for life." They finished, the sun setting overhead before they and the rest of the group left the cemetery to head home. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for more crossovers. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author KFB Anime 87 on fanfiction.net. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.